Hey guys, welcome back to the Yamabuggy restoration project. It's been months since I've done anything, just because of, money and stuff. I do work to live and all that jazz. There have been a couple changes in plans over the last few months as I talk with my dad about what he suggests to be the best situation for this. So let's give you a quick rundown. So regarding the front end, I'm probably going to give it a touch-up of paint, and we're probably just going to put it back together. This, I've decided, is actually just two of those. It's just two rack, like the rack and pinion device, just linked together on a longer sleeve. And considering that the boots are fine, we're just gonna run it, refill it with grease, and maybe give it a touch-up of paint because that's not doing too good. But moving on, rack and pinion, probably gonna replace this one. The boots are bad. That's all there is to say on that one. Other than that, front end goes back together, and I sleep a little bit better. Moving to the rear end, little complications with that four-wheeler engine, and also this four-wheeler engine. This one probably will run if it's repaired. So it probably needs a new starter and needs a new stator, and that one will probably run. We've deduced that that's probably a 250cc. We're not going to be using that, but we might in a future project. That one, on the other hand, transmission's locked up. Engine might spin over freely, but the transmission's locked up, and I don't feel like taking apart the engine to deal with that. So, against my better judgment, we are looking at a Yamaha BigBear 400. A new one. Paid $900 for this bad boy, and it's in some pretty good running order. There's a goddamn iguana. Holy shit, look at that. You see it? See the fucking iguana? Look at that motherfucker. Damn, look at him go. That thing's cool as shit. Anyways. BigBear 400, it runs, needs a little bit of work, that I don't know. So it runs. The only thing is I gotta jump solenoids. Keys in the house, so I can't really jump it right now, but this runs. Transmission works fine, and we'll be using that engine in the buggy. Guaranteed 400 working as it should. I forgot to mention this. This is my main ride right here. This is a 2002 Honda Rancher 350 electric shift. This is my darling. It doesn't look like it, but when I went to RYC, a big old redneck convention thing, chaos up north of here, I took it through some mud, beat it up. Now it needs work, and it'll be getting fixed before the next RYC. I need to replace my wheel spacers. Those are garbage. I need to rewire a bunch of stuff just because all the wires came loose. I need to give it a good bath, and I'm replacing my handles, the handlebar covers, and I don't know. There's a couple other fun little things my dad bought for me for Christmas that we're gonna be working on this thing for. So that's that. This right here is my dad's golf cart powered by a 459cc Predator engine. It thing's pretty cool. In honor of my grandfather, they souped it up. It's pretty cool. So the plan is as follows. Rebuild the rear end. That's not too hard. We got one bolt left. Put the shocks back on. Now we've decided these are fine, and I've painted them black for the most part. One of them needs a new coat, but I need new bushings. They should be in the mail soon-ish. These bushings will suffice for now. I've got new hardware to install all of these, so new bolts, new nuts. Slap it right back on, and we're gonna call it good to go. With the rear end here, we will need to find new brake calipers for all 4 wheels. They are all disc brakes, so all 4 need calipers. We'll need a master cylinder, and we will need to hook them up to a new brake pedal. Fairly simple. The way this go-kart was set up in the beginning was attached to that engine there, which means everything is the same on that, is the same on that, is the same on that, which means we will be able to just slot it in, hook it right back up to all of the original engine mounts, run the shift linkage as it was, and everything will be fantastic. Yeah. My project today, however, is to cut out all of these rusted support beams on the floor pan. That is it. Unfortunately, I am unable to do anything else today without my father's help because I need 2 sets of hands to do some of the other things I plan to do. But we might give it a touch-up of paint in some areas, might paint the bottom, might grind out the bottom a little bit, paint it a little bit, but that's the extent of today. I did get new caps to put on the rear end. In some places they will need to be drilled out a little bit, but they look so much better. I believe these are meant for a 10mm bolt. Unfortunately, the rear end is a 12. Unsurprisingly, a pain in the ass. Just to give you an idea of all of the utter bullshit that I am dealing with when rebuilding this buggy. On the left is the bolt that connects the spindle over there to the swing arm. This is a 12mm by 165mm fine threaded flange bolt. Those don't exist. You cannot find them at Home Depot, auto parts store, online, on a freaking Chinese buggy part website. Nobody has a 12mm bolt of this selection. I could commission somebody to make me a new bolt. I don't know. We rethreaded this, which was the main issue, and I don't know if the threads are going to fight me or not, because they are fucked. Which is why I bought this. This here is a 12mm 1/2" bolt. Doesn't have the flange head. You can use a washer for that. That's fine. Fine threaded. Yep, fine threaded. This is slightly longer than the original one, but will not prove to be an issue. It'll just have a little bit of extra, what the heck is it called? I just said the word. Threads. Little extra threads. But unfortunately, since this is a 1/2", we might need to file this down on the outside just a little bit to get it to fit in the 12mm hole. Unless I rip out the bushings and do all that. I don't want to. So we might file down the bolt a bit. Just slide it through and it will hold. Realistically, that is my favorite choice, which will be done at a later date. If, for whatever reason, this bolt will easily and graciously go right back through here and bolt in, like we're gonna put new Zerk fittings on, we're gonna re-grease everything, we're gonna slide this through, gonna hollow out these caps, make everything look pretty. It'll go on, and if I can get the bolt on, or the nut rather, if I can get the nut on for this, it's literally like a ray of heaven. It will work. that's the plan for the day. We're gonna get that shit situated. Semi-project update. I've got a scrap quad. I've got a quad that's gonna be without an engine, and I've got an engine that will run-ish later. So take a guess at what I'm gonna plan to do, but let's get to work. All right, so the plan is I use this cutoff wheel, slot in and in. If I can't knock it out, I will use a flap disc to grind away the rust. Frankly, it's very thin at this point due to the rust, so it shouldn't prove too much of an issue, but I will, like I said, grinding wheel, flap disc. And yeah, that's it. Let's go. I have no idea how long it's been. It's kind of hard to record doing that because I don't have a phone stand or like a GoPro or anything. But I'll show you what I've gotten done so far. So I've cut out most of the tubing in the center, anything that wasn't too far gone. I'm gonna break out the flap disc and clean up some of the loose ends, cut off some of the rotted pipe down there. We'll have to replace those too, but other than that, I think the frame's pretty good. So that's all I gotta do. That piece there, that can be welded onto. That's solid steel. It's not rusted out. Just light pitting, so it'll be okay. All right, so I'm kind of at a stuck point for today, but I got a lot of this cleaned up, so I'm happy about that. We'll be able to grind down the rest of it, polish, not polish, but grind down the remaining bits that I couldn't grind off with the grinding disc, sand down the metal to where we can weld to it, and put new beams in. Same thing goes for here. We'll have to clean up this attachment and might definitely have to replace this as well. But yeah, we're in a good spot today. But I have to conclude my work on this for today, as again, two sets of hands are better than one in a lot of cases. So I'm gonna work on the BigBear over there just to see if I can't ride it around a little better. I know it's a short little update, short little amount of work, but I want to get back into this because I want this to get done. The weather has finally given a beautiful day. Every weekend or any day that I have off work, it's seemed to just be pouring down raining, but 'tis the life of South Florida. So yeah, thanks guys. I'll catch you in the next one.